Everything begins with a word, a whisper within. That word, though silent to the world, is the genesis of all creation in your experience. Speak to yourself, not as you are, but as you desire to be. For in this sacred conversation with self, you are shaping the mold of your reality. You are not a victim of circumstances, my friend. You are the author of them. And I will show you, if only for 3 days, how to speak within and see without. What would happen if for 3 days you assumed the feeling of your wish fulfilled, not as a fleeting thought, not as idle daydream, but as a new inner voice that speaks from the end? For 3 days I want you to talk to yourself, not as the person who hopes, but as the person who already has. That shift alone will move mountains, bend time, and reconfigure the atoms of your world. Let me tell you something profound, something that has echoed through every spiritual teaching and yet is often overlooked. The words you say to yourself in silence are prayers. Not the kind whispered in temples or chanted in ceremonies. No, these are the prayers of the heart, the ongoing conversation you have with yourself in the quiet of your mind. That conversation, my dear, is your life made visible. And if you change the conversation, you change the outcome. The world you experience is not separate from you. It is you. It is the mirror that reflects your assumptions, your beliefs, and most importantly, your inner speech. If you would take control of that speech just for 3 days and speak to yourself as one who already is the person you long to be, you would be amazed at what happens. The world would rearrange itself, not because you forced it, but because you assumed a new role in the grand drama of life. Consider this: if a man wishes to be rich, what must he do? He need not steal, nor beg, nor even toil without direction. He need only to begin to speak within as if he already were. I am prosperous, all my needs are met, money flows to me from every direction. Say these words, not out loud for the world to hear, but in the inner sanctuary of your imagination. Say them with feeling, not as a chant, but as a truth. Say them as if you had no doubt. Say them, and you shall see the fruit. Now understand this: there will be resistance. The old self will cry out, but it is not true. You are lying to yourself. And to that I say, lie to the world if you must, but never lie to yourself. And what is a lie if spoken in faith, but a prophecy in disguise? Did not God call the things that were not as though they were, and did not those things come into being? You see, the only truth that matters is the one you accept. Speak it long enough, and it becomes flesh. Speak it long enough, and the world will conform. Speak it long enough, and you will forget you ever doubted. That is the secret. So I ask you now, for just 3 days, only 3 days, speak to yourself as the man or woman you wish to be. Wake up and say, I am blessed, I am successful, I am joyful, I am free. Walk through your day with an inner dialogue that agrees with your vision, not your fears. When fear comes, and it will, do not argue with it. Simply return to your new inner voice. That is not my truth, you say. My truth is abundance. My truth is health. My truth is love. Do this in the morning. Do it at noon. Do it when you lie down at night. And most of all, do it when you do not feel like it. That is when it matters most. For the old self, the one bound by limitation, will claw its way back into your thoughts. It will remind you of what has been. But you are not interested in what has been. You are interested in what is becoming. What is becoming is determined by what you say in the stillness of your mind. That voice, your voice, must become your most faithful servant. Not a voice of criticism, but of confidence. Not a voice of fear, but of faith. Not a voice of lack, but of limitless power. You are told, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But thinking in the heart is not idle speculation. It is a conviction so deep, it feels like truth. It is the voice you listen to when no one else is around. That voice creates. That voice heals. That voice transforms. Do not say, I will be healed. Say, I am healed. Do not say, I hope to be loved. Say, I am love itself. Speak from the end, not the beginning. For if you speak from the end, the means will follow. Life will bring to you all that is required for that truth to manifest: people, opportunities, even seeming coincidences. But nothing happens until the inner voice changes. You have tried everything else. You have waited, wished, and perhaps even wept. But now I ask you to speak, not with your lips, but with your soul. Say only what you wish to experience. Say it over and over, until the world has no choice but to agree. Speak to yourself with dignity. Speak to yourself with reverence. For within you lives the infinite power of God, and that power responds not to the desperate plea, but to the confident claim. You do not beg for light when you enter a room. You flip the switch and expect illumination. So too must you expect the fulfillment of what you assume. Remember, it takes only 3 days, not a lifetime, not even a year. Just 3 days of disciplined inner speech. 3 days of refusing to speak of limitation. 3 days of denying the evidence of the senses and affirming the truth of the imagination. If you will do this, if you will persist for just 72 hours, you will witness the beginning of a new life. Let the old man die. Let the former things pass away. They no longer serve you. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are the sum of your assumptions. And assumptions, dear friend, are made by choice. Choose wisely. Speak rightly. Talk to yourself as if you are already the one you aspire to become. You will find something strange as you do this. The world, once so firm and fixed, will begin to soften. People will respond to you differently. Money will appear where before there was none. Opportunities will knock, though you never sought them. Relationships will blossom, even if they were once barren. Why? Because the world is simply echoing the new voice within you. I have seen miracles in 3 days. I have seen disease vanish, debts erased, marriages restored, not through struggle or sacrifice, but through the sacred practice of speaking rightly to the self. This is not fantasy. It is law. The law of assumption. The law of becoming. The law that says, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and live from that assumption. You are always talking to yourself. Even now there is a commentary playing in your mind. It says, this is true, or this is foolish, or I wonder if this will work for me. And whatever that voice says, your world will reflect. So choose the voice of power. Choose the voice that lifts you. Choose the voice that already knows the outcome. And if for 3 days you fall, if you catch yourself doubting, fearing, complaining, do not condemn yourself. Simply return. Return to the voice of truth. Return to your new identity. Return to the assumption that what you desire is already yours. Each time you do, you weaken the old self and strengthen the new. One morning, without effort, you will wake up and find that your inner voice has changed. Not because you forced it, but because you faithfully practiced a new pattern. That is all this is. A pattern. A rhythm of speech that creates. And it is yours to command. Do not wait for proof. Speak it anyway. Do not wait for signs. You are the sign. You are the miracle you seek. Let that voice within say, I am whole. I am free. I am wealthy. I am loved. Let it speak these words until the world must echo them. You may think, but what if nothing changes? To that I say, what if everything does? What if 3 days of divine speech could rewrite the script of your life? Is that not worth the experiment? Is that not worth the devotion of your attention? Your inner world is the workshop of God. What you say there, you build here. Say it wisely. Speak it faithfully. Declare it joyfully. So I leave you with a challenge and a promise. For 3 days talk to yourself like this, as if you already are, as if you already have, as if the thing you seek is seeking you. For 3 days refuse to speak of problems, and speak only of solutions. Refuse to affirm lack, and affirm only abundance. Refuse to relive the past, and speak only from your desired future. Do this, and you will find that the universe bends to your voice, that the world is not your enemy, but your mirror, that God is not distant, but present within you, that life is not random, but responsive. For 3 days talk to yourself like this, and watch the world respond, not with chaos, but with concord, not with resistance, but with revelation, not with delay, but with divine timing. Speak as though it were already done, because in the world of imagination it is, and what is real in imagination becomes real in time. So speak it, and become it. Now do not let the simplicity of this practice deceive you. For the most profound truths are always simple. The voice you use when no one is listening, that is the architect of your life. And yet most go through life, never noticing the chatter, never questioning the accusations, the doubts, the despair that loops in the silence of the mind. But you, if you are hearing these words, you have been chosen to become aware, to intervene, to become conscious of what you create with every thought silently spoken. So I urge you, begin to catch that voice in the act. Listen, really listen, to what you say about yourself when things go wrong. When money is tight, what do you declare within? I can't afford this, it always goes wrong for me. Or do you pause and speak instead? Everything is working out in my favor. Money comes to me in unexpected ways. I am abundant beyond measure. Say it, even when your senses scream otherwise. Say it not to impress the world, but to impress your subconscious mind. Because that is where your reality is birthed. And as you do, you will notice a shift, not just in what you experience, but in who you are being. Your posture will change. Your energy will become magnetic. People will feel something different about you, though they cannot name it. That difference is alignment. You have aligned your inner conversation with the version of yourself you were always meant to embody. This is not denial of facts, it is dominion over them. You are not pretending, no, you are assuming the truth of the unseen. That is faith. That is vision. That is power. When you say I am successful, though the bank account says otherwise, you are not lying. You are telling the greater truth, the one that will shape the facts to come. You are speaking from the mountaintop, not the valley. And it is that higher vision that lifts you. For 3 days practice the art of spiritual audacity. Speak not as a beggar, but as a king. Not as one pleading, but as one proclaiming. Say, I am the one who always wins. I am the one who is guided. I am the one who walks in favor. Say these things until they echo within you, until they drown out the voice of doubt, and become the new background music of your soul. And when you are alone, especially when you are alone, speak kindly. Say, I love myself. I am proud of how far I've come. I am worthy of all I desire. Let this become your new self-talk. Let it be your inner scripture. Let it be the gospel according to you. Because you, my friend, are the Word made flesh. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle waiting to be acknowledged. Every time you say, I am, you are activating the divine within. Be careful what follows those words. Do not say, I am tired, unless you want more fatigue. Do not say, I am unlucky, unless you want the world to echo back your misfortune. Say, I am radiant. I am aligned. I am a vessel of miracles. Say these things often. Say them without hesitation. Say them until they are no longer words, but the very vibration of your being. Your job is not to figure out how. Your job is to dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled. The how is God's domain. The when is none of your concern. Your responsibility is the assumption, the inner speech, the silent dialogue, that builds the bridge of incidents leading to the fulfillment of your desire. That is your sacred duty. That is your creative power. And you may not see results in the first hour, or the first day. But do not be fooled. The seed is planted. The word has gone forth. And just as the farmer does not dig up the soil to check on the seed, you must not disrupt your creation with doubt. Speak as if the seed has already sprouted. Speak as if the harvest is guaranteed. Because it is. You are creating now. Even now, as you listen and reflect, something is shifting. The subconscious is being reprogrammed. The old story is unraveling. And the new one is being written, not by accident, but by your authority. Use it. Speak from it. Live by it. You see, the old voice may still linger. It will whisper its doubts, its criticisms, its reminders of past failure. But do not fight it. Do not argue with it. Simply outshine it. Replace it with the voice of truth, and eventually the old voice will fade, like a shadow at sunrise. There is nothing to wait for. You already possess the tools. Your voice, your imagination, your consciousness. These are your instruments of creation. Use them deliberately. Use them joyfully. And above all, use them consistently. For in 3 days of consistent inner speech, a new pattern is born. A new you begins to emerge. Do not underestimate what 3 days of truth-telling to yourself can do. It may feel small. It may feel like nothing is changing, but the invisible always precedes the visible. The inner always becomes the outer. And if you persist, just 3 days of faithful speech, you will begin to walk in a new reality. Crafted not by chance, but by choice. You may not feel worthy at first. You may say, "Who am I to declare these things?" And I will tell you who you are. You are the image and likeness of God. You are the power that speaks worlds into being. You are the one who can say, "Let there be light," and light will come. Not because of your past, not because of your status, but because you dare to speak. So do not whisper weakness. Declare strength. Do not murmur misery. Proclaim joy. Do not echo the noise of the world. Speak the voice of heaven, the voice of possibility, the voice of love. And the great secret is this: you are never alone in this practice. As you speak, heaven listens. As you affirm, the universe conspires. As you assume, reality conforms. All power is with you, because it is within you. So what will you say? What will you speak into existence? What will you declare for your life? Speak now, and speak rightly. For your words, when fused with belief, are spells, sacred incantations that summon the unseen into form. Each inner sentence is a brushstroke, painting the canvas of your future. And when you repeat these brushstrokes daily, over 3 consecutive days, you create a masterpiece that begins to shimmer into visibility. Speak not casually, but with intent. Speak not carelessly, but with reverence. For the mind takes you at your word, and the body follows. It is not enough to merely speak. You must feel what you speak. When you say, "I am successful," feel the thrill of that success. When you say, "I am loved," let warmth bloom in your chest. When you declare, "I am rich," feel the ease, the safety, the gratitude that comes with it. The subconscious does not respond to words alone. It responds to the feeling the words evoke. Words wrapped in feeling are the language of creation. And this feeling, once captured and sustained, magnetizes people, circumstances, and events to match it. Let your new inner talk become your new self-concept. Speak as one who walks with certainty, even if the world still looks uncertain. Declare, "I am calm. I am centered. I am a master of my fate." Say it when the storms rise. Say it when your old world shakes. Say it until your very cells believe it. And they will. Because the body listens too. It hears the stories you tell. It listens for the tone of your inner narrator. And when that narrator becomes a voice of grace and power, the body responds with vitality, peace, and flow. This is why I ask you to give 3 days. 3 days to speak as one reborn. 3 days to silence the inner critic and uplift the inner prophet. 3 days to shed the language of failure and adorn yourself in the language of fulfillment. It's not just speech. It is spiritual realignment, a recalibration of your identity. And once you change your self-talk, you change your self-image. And once your self-image is elevated, you can only move in the direction of its fulfillment. For what you truly believe yourself to be, you will unconsciously act upon. And those acts, repeated, shape your destiny. But it all begins in secret, in the theater of the mind, in the chamber of silent self-conversation. That is where the drama starts. That is where the outcome is decided. Speak there with power, with vision, with the confidence of one who knows how the story ends. Let me remind you, this is not a practice reserved for monks, mystics, or sages. This is your birthright. The inner voice belongs to you. No one else can claim it, silence it, or hijack it, unless you permit them. So do not hand it over to fear. Do not surrender it to doubt. Use it as your shield. Use it as your sword. Use it as your sanctuary. If you should falter, if you catch yourself slipping into old phrases, forgive yourself swiftly. Then begin again. That is all it takes. Begin again. This moment is always fresh. The past holds no chains unless you speak of them. The future has no power unless you predict it with fear. All that matters is now. And now is a powerful place. Imagine yourself 3 days from now. You've practiced this faithfully. You've spoken to yourself with clarity and conviction. You've declared only what you desire. And then imagine how it feels when life starts to echo back your new inner truth. The call you've been waiting for comes. The opportunity you didn't expect appears. The heaviness lifts. The clarity returns. Not because anything outside has changed, but because you changed how you speak within. This is not magic.
though it may feel magical. It is law. The law of assumption. The law of identity. You become what you consistently say to yourself, especially when you speak with feeling, especially when you persist, undeterred by appearances. You do not need to convince others. This is your inner work. No one else needs to believe it. No one else needs to approve. Their doubts, their judgments, their skepticism. None of it matters. You are not talking to them. You are talking to yourself. And that conversation is private, sacred, and powerful. Let others think what they will. Let them remain bound by the old. You, however, are choosing something new. If you wonder whether this truly works, just reflect on your past. Think of a time when you spoke badly to yourself, when your inner voice was one of failure or fear. Did it not produce results to match? Did you not find the very things you feared creeping into your reality? Now understand, the same law that brought that forth will bring forth beauty, joy, and success when you speak differently. It is not the law that changes. It is your use of it. So begin today. Begin now. It does not matter what time it is, what day it is, or what season of your life you're in. You can start where you are. You can start in the middle of chaos. You can start in tears. You can start even while doubt still lingers. Just begin. Start with one phrase, one declaration. Say it slowly, intentionally. Say it as if it matters, because it does. Say everything is always working out for me. Say I am divinely guided at all times. Say I attract wealth with ease. Say love flows to me from every direction. Let each phrase be a drop in the ocean of your new reality. And then watch that ocean rise. Watch it carry you to places you once only imagined. When the winds of doubt blow, stand firm in your speech. Repeat your truths. Let them anchor you. Let them steady the trembling parts of your heart. Because this is how you rebuild yourself. Not with outer effort, but with inner alignment. You are building a temple with words. Each sentence is a brick. Each phrase is a beam. And when the construction is complete, your world will match it. You do not need permission. You do not need credentials. You only need the willingness to speak differently to yourself. You need the courage to declare what your senses deny. You need the devotion to keep going when nothing outside has shifted. That is the sacred discipline. That is the art of divine self-talk. And once you master it, even for a short while, you will never be the same. You will walk differently. You will respond to life with peace. You will radiate something that others cannot define, but deeply feel. And the world will respond in kind. Why? Because the world has no choice but to conform to the assumptions you consistently hold and speak. It is written, the word shall not return unto me void. Every word sown within is a seed guaranteed to return a harvest. So be careful what you plant. Be deliberate in your speech. Be disciplined in your focus. For those 3 days are more than a trial. They are a transformation, a cleansing of the old script, a rewriting of your destiny. And do not ask, is this working? That question comes from doubt. Instead, assume that it is. Assume that with every phrase your world is shifting. Assume that with every declaration, a door is opening. Assume that with every inner affirmation, a new version of you is emerging. Stronger, wiser, richer, freer. Keep your gaze inward, and your faith unshaken. So I leave you with this. For just 3 days, speak to yourself, as the person you wish to become. Not as a wishful fantasy, but as an unquestionable truth. Walk with the posture of one who already possesses the thing they desire. Speak with the voice of one who has already arrived. And you will see life bends, circumstances shift, reality obeys. Because it was never the world you were waiting on. It was you. You have within you the power to transform everything. Not by force, not by struggle, but by word. So let your words rise higher. Let them carry the vibration of certainty, of love, of fulfillment. Let your inner dialogue become your sacred ritual. And watch as the world mirrors the greatness you finally dared to speak. Speak to yourself like this, for just 3 days. And the universe will never forget your voice.